if you know me personally, you know one of my favorite bands is The Killers. I fucking love that band. Can't confirm. It's just so, like, they just slap. Like, I don't care what you have to say. I know there was, like, a whole, like, stigma. I don't know. Like, I remember, okay, so, like, I love the movie Whip It, but there's also a book that movie is actually based off of. And I remember reading the book, and they were, like, talking about indie bands, and they're like, The Killers suck. They're such posers. And so I feel like anytime I'm like, I like The Killers, people are like, okay. You know, you have that one, like, music snob who's like, actually, and it's like, fuck off, okay. Anyways, I love them. I think they put out bangers. Basically, Sam's Town, which I think is their best album, got me through middle school. Like, that shit, I know they're just talking about a fucking casino and, like, living in Nevada and, like, adult shit or whatever, but when I was in middle school, I was like, yeah, I want to get out of this shitty-ass town and live my life. And then, like, it's definitely a good breakup album, too, as I learned later down the road, because I think I listened to that album and I was like,
you're like, oh.
Some of these songs are expressing some feelings that I maybe need to address. I think it's great, and every time fall comes around, it's, like, really when I love listening to the album, but I think their songs slap. They have this song called Just Another Girl, which is on, it's literally only on their direct hits album. It's on nothing else. It's so good, but, like, for all you little gayfers out there, that song's the one, because I think I would have crushes on girls, and I would, like, listen to it. It's too good, and I love the music video for it, but I'm a huge fan, and I just wanted to talk about how fucking When You Were Young is such an underrated song. I mean, it is rated, I guess, like, you hear it, and it's, like, it has a shit ton of, like, streams on Spotify and everything, but, like, I just want to talk about, I actually wanted to make notes. I was going to fucking annotate that whole song.
I thought you had it in your phone.
No, straight up, I did nothing.
Oh, okay.
I did nothing. But it's just like, okay, you put that song on in, like, a store or, like, wherever, and people immediately start, like, nodding their head to it. It just slaps. Okay, don't make that. It does. Oh, I thought you were making a face. Oh.
Yeah, get defensive.
I zoned out. No, I'm... Because I feel like it's facts. I've been in places where that song comes on and everybody's like, and then you like bop along. And it's like, it's too accurate. That's the annoying thing. It's like, a bunch of men wrote this song and yet somehow they kind of captured the female perspective pretty well of how, like, we're, like, fed this, like, princess narrative about how, like Disney definitely shoved that shit down our throats, that, like, you need this Prince Charming to come and save you, and, like, everything will be better when you're in love with this guy, and blah, 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 but, like, honestly, in real life, men have bad intentions most of the time, like, 9 out of 10, let's be honest, and, like, that's what that song is about. It's, like, how we think we need somebody to save us, and, like, to come and, like, everything will be better when you're in love, but, like, what's the line, it's like waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your old ways. You play forgiveness, watch it now, here he comes. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman. That's how it goes. But like, T.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Yeah. And I listen to that song, and every time it comes on, I'm like, damn.
It's a good-ass song. It's
nail on the head.
Yeah.
Like, it's too accurate. It's so dumb how accurate it is.
Yeah.
And I can't ever get over that, and I just wish we...
The train agrees.
Yeah, she's like, yes.
Train said yes. Killer's rights.
Killers. But I wish more people talked about that, I guess. Like, or maybe it's just me. Like, you know when you love a song or an album so much, you just, like, want somebody else to be like, yeah!
That was me with, I don't know if anyone has ever listened to Catfish in the Bottom. Well, I'm sure they have, because they're pretty well known in terms of, like, indie. But I used to be really into them, and their song Tyrants, oh my god, I loved the fuck out of that song. And then also, I remember, like, in several of my notebooks, like, I would just, like, write about that song. Like, it's basically about, like, how, I mean, it's basically just about how, like, society, like, builds you up just to, like, tear you down. And, like, there's, like, one on Tyrants Help Build Us, it's, like, Tyrants Help Build Us, they can't wait to tear you down, or something like that.
Interesting.
And it's so good, and like, of course, the little angsty middle school me, like, ate that shit up.
That's when I latched onto the Killers. I was like, yes.
But yeah, that song specifically, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, see, and so it's just like that. Like, you want somebody else to just kind of be like, yeah, I saw that too. Like, like, we were literally talking about earlier, like, all the people, or I guess I was saying that, like, all the people with, like, Pink Floyd and their, Dark Side of the Moon album, how much they've analyzed it in, like, deep-ass meetings. Like, there's so many people who can agree with you on that album. But I guess I just, like, I have one friend who she was, like, it's filmed. I have a video of us, like, freaking the fuck out where she was like, I love the Killers. And I was like, no shit, like, for real. And then, like, we, like, lost our minds. I was like, but this album and this song is so... I feel like that's
I can really appreciate, like, artists that, I mean, like, you know, people talk about, like, Pink Floyd and all that, like, whatever, and I'm like, oh, but if you really, if you really listen to the lyrics and you analyze them, then there's actually this meaning, blah, blah. I think, I mean, while, yes, like, it's cool when you're able to, like, listen to songs and, like, figure out the deeper meaning, I think sometimes, like, not necessarily simpler, but, like, when you just flat out say it, like what you're saying with when we were young, or when we were young, about the thing about, like, he doesn't look a thing like Jesus, all that shit, like, it just, you're like, you don't have to, like, there's not, like, a deeper thing, like, you're right, like, this isn't who I thought, like, it would be, but...
Exactly. And so, like, I just think that album is just, like, I mean, I know a lot of people think their first album is, like, boom, but I think they do a really great job with, like, I do think they're underrated, like, I mean, I think the lead singer's name is Brandon Flowers. He got a lot of backlash a while ago for saying, like, their band should have been bigger, and he's, like, kind of upset about it. But I understand, because, like, I mean, like, their music, like, while it stays pretty consistent, and, like, a lot of the themes that they latch onto and focus on, I mean, like, they still, each album has a new sound to it and a new vibe, and, like, I mean, their latest stuff isn't always my favorite as much as their earlier. Like, it was, like, kind of the third album where it's like,
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I still love what they put out, and it's just, like, it just means so much to me, honestly. Like, again, like, I love Sam's Town so fucking much. Like, that, just even the song itself, Sam's Town, like, when I was in middle school, living in the fucking suburbs, wow, did that hit. Like, I was just like, yes! And then, I love listening to it in the fall because they have another song called The River is Wild, and the first line is, like, leaves are falling down, and, like, so anytime I see the leaves do that, I'm like, oh, I gotta listen to this album now.
Leaves do be falling down.
They do be falling down, but it's, like, a really beautiful song. It's one of those story songs, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I saw them in concert in 2018, and it was my first time seeing them. I was, like,
I think we were actually at that same concert.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, I was so hyped.
It's just so funny. We didn't know each other then, but we were both there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was so excited. Like, my mom bought those tickets. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Like, it was my first, I've been such a fan, and finally, like, it worked out. They were on tour, and I got to see them, and it was, like, so amazing. Like, there's nothing like seeing your favorite band in concert for the first time, you know? Yeah. And, I was just so hyped, and they were, like, playing all their hits, like, back to back to back.
It was such a dope-ass concert.
They fucking killed that shit. It was beautiful. And then, like, then Brandon Flowers is like, I just want to play this one song, and, like, it's about when I was growing up, and it's really inspired by the time when I was in 8th grade, and my friend, see, I have it memorized, my friend called his mom a bitch, and I was like, aw, shit, and then he, like, wrote a song, but it was The River is Wild, and he played that, and I literally saw motherfuckers sit down, because it's not a popular song, and I was like, but then I was also like, oh my god, they played my favorite song, and, like, it was everything, but, I mean, that album is just amazing, like, even, I think it's Read My Mind, or Read My Mind, I think that's what it's called. But that song is just, the whole album is just about, like, not knowing, like, where you want to be. Like, you know where you want to be, but you're such in, like, a limbo place. You want to be better, and you want to be in this better place, but you just feel held back by all this shit. And, like, that's, I think, why it, like, it's just real. That's why I love it. Because it's just such a real album, and it's just so fucking good.
Agreed. Yeah.
So I had to get that off my chest. I feel like once a year, I, like, literally, on my Finsta, I talk about that fucking album. I'm like, anyways, in case y'all forgot, I fucking love this album. It's so good. And, you know, just want to, like, talk with somebody about it.
Fair.
But no one besides the one friend relates. Yeah. So, but even their fucking Reject album, that's so good. Like, they have a miscellaneous album with their covers. They have, like, a few acoustics on there, or, like, one maybe. And then they have some songs that, like, never made it to their albums, and it's still really good. So, anyways. Last thing I want to say about the Killers, though, is this one time we were at this bar, and it was not our scene, period.
Yeah.
And they
my god.
Yes!
I forgot about this.
Y'all remember?
You were there.
You do. You
were there.
And it wasn't our scene because we really just only hang out in queer spaces, and this very much
This
was
bar
not.
it was out of our comfort zone. It was for a
Big
friend's
time.
birthday party.
Yeah.
And so that's why we were there.
Which, like, our friend likes this place.
Yeah. So we're like,
That's
hang.
our forte.
We'll vibe.
That's fine.
Do you know where...
And there was cowboy hats, and that's when I knew we were in the wrong place. And I've never seen cowboy hats, like, legit in Atlanta. And that was weird. And their whole thing was on Saturday nights, they did live karaoke. So you
in the
literally...
basement.
Yes. So there's, like, a live band there, and you can only choose, like, rock songs, you know? And I will never...
It was, like, alternative rock. Like that.
Well, they were, like, classic rock.
Yeah.
It was, like, all varieties. Like, I think somebody played a Foo Fighter song.
Oh,
they
for
chose
sure.
That. But, worst moment of the night, besides being incredibly uncomfortable and very cramped, was some white dude got up and sang Mr. Brightside, but, like, he was so drunk. He butchered it, and we're white, and, like, that's our anthem, and it's just, it was very disappointing to see.
Everyone was like, ooh, like, this your man?
But it's like, I just remember being like, this is, like, literally white people's anthem. Like, it's literally on the playlist of, like, songs that white people get turned to, and he ruined it.
That's, like, the number one song on any playlist that, like, that's, like, titled, like, songs white people get turned to. It's Mr. Brightside is number one.
And you know what? Fair. And I'll stand by it. That song slaps. Like, how can one song have the first verse be the second verse and still sound different and still go hard? Like, he repeats it twice and it's still so good. I love it. But he messed it up. So
that was
bad.
an interesting night.
I was about to say I was ashamed to be white, but there's many reasons to be.
Say that's the reason you're going with.
It was just, like, disappointing. I was like, dude, like, that's, like, it's, like, national anthem and, like, Mr. Brightside of, like, what white people know and, like, ride and die by. Yeah. Well, maybe somewhere kind of in the middle of that would be Sweet Home Alabama. I
would say Sweet Home Alabama and, oh, fuck, what's that one song that, Sweet Caroline.
Oh, I was gonna say that one that's, like, something about, Midnight Train.
Oh, Journey?
Oh, God. No, that's Bon Jovi. That's Bon Jovi.
Going in.
Oh, no, that's Journey.
That's Journey.
God.
That song, like, white people get to.
Yes, okay.
Glee did that.